And welcome to the Mixed In Podcast.
Hello, everybody.
What, this is episode number 3 so far?
Yeah, this is our third one doing this so far.
I don't know, I guess it doesn't really matter to number them, but some people it matters. To me, it's like, well, we're doing it again.
Yep. Here we go again. So today we're gonna, I guess, do our introduction to what our podcast is about.
That's right. We sort of have a purpose to this.
Yeah.
So maybe you would like, wondering, like, so what are the kind of things that we're going to do on here? And here's what I want to do is, like, we're going to continue to make our short films and sketches and stuff like that, but we also wanted to interact with everybody on a weekly basis where you just kind of get to know us a little bit, and I wanted to make that a reality. So we podcast, we talk about the things that interests me, things that interests William. We're gonna have guests, and so far we have had. They're gonna be regulars. They're gonna be on our episode as much as they can show up. And we're gonna try to make these podcasts with some fun twists and
humorous games,
Yeah.
whatever we can do.
Try to fit those in every single time. And so we're gonna experiment with how those go and stuff like that. But but that's what we're gonna try to do.
Should be fun.
Yeah. So this podcast is not to be one of those podcasts where we always talk about the hot topics of the news, unless it's something that we really feel compelled to talk about. Other than that, it's just pretty much just going to be even more off the wall things. Like next week, we're going to talk about what would you do in a zombie apocalypse kind of a situation.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get some, because hopefully we get some guests for that one, because I think it would be funner to get a larger variety of what people would do during it.
Right.
And I'm talking like you woke up in the morning and you got your cup of coffee and you sat down on your couch and you turn on the TV only to find out there are zombies everywhere.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Right.
So,
but that's not this episode. That's next time.
Yeah. Hopefully we can do that. Well, regardless, we're going to do that next Sunday, even if it's just me and Chris.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just plan out our actual zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
So,
and so I mean, really, our podcasts will be up to whatever seems to float our boat that week, anyways. But you never know what to expect on this podcast. It won't be exactly the same thing every time. It just won't.
Nope.
So, what are one of the other things that we wanted to add? Oh, we wanted to get your interactions for some of our podcasts with the I've Never. So this is so that you guys can get to know us. So explain what this is.
And we do it a fun way. So some people have probably played this before. I have. Anyways, it's normally a drinking game, and in this drinking game, you take turns, and when it gets to your turn, you have to say something you have never done before. Let's say I've never streaked before. I've never ran out naked in public. Now, one of the other players playing, if they actually done that, they have to take a drink, a shot or a drink of the beer or whatever have you. So we'll do the same thing. So our viewers out there, if they post something for the I've Never, and we'll do it on every podcast if we get any, and we'll say the I've Never, and if we've done it before, we have to take a drink. That would give you guys a chance to get to know us a little bit better.
And we might have to, you might have to explain,
Yeah,
if you have done that. what was the situation?
Why?
Yeah, why did you do that?
Why did you? So. Nobody wants to see that. Like, thanks a lot, Chris.
But that's going to be the thing. So if you guys want to know that kind of stuff, then so where do you want them to do that? Leave comments on the Mixed In official Facebook page, and we will take those comments.
Yeah. Either that or just in the comment section of YouTube. That works too. So if you're listening to this as an actual podcast, then you can just go to our YouTube channel and look at the video and post a comment there.
Yeah. But you could also, like I said, with Facebook, we'll find it that way, and
we'll keep our eyes out for it.
Yeah. You could even private message it if you want to on the Facebook.
Yeah. So one of the other things we're gonna do is
mix or myth.
Mix or myth. We've actually done a video of this once before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's where we actually had a booklet that told us all the different kinds of mixed drinks, and I would go through that booklet find 3 of them that were real, and come up with 2 of them that I just made up at the top of my head. And Chris had to guess which ones were real and which ones were the ones that are bullshit that I made up. And that was kind of fun.
And it was really hard to tell the difference because some of the names of these drinks, they're really
Yeah,
they're out there.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen that video, go for
But
it.
we're going to try to do that on the podcast. So we're going to
Yeah.
make it much more quicker, simple, like 3 drinks, 1 being fake and the other 2 are real, but we have to guess which one is the real one. And then if we're wrong, then we I don't know, the punishment, take a big shot or something.
Something.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something.
Because we'll end up being drunk by the end of these podcasts.
Probably.
Most likely.
Yeah.
And then we're going to, today anyways, we're going to do the movies that might not suck. And then I've got another kind of a game that I'm going to play. It's me towards William. I found some phrases. And you know how the Europeans, the old English, they say things that we might say that they don't match ours at all, or they might say something and we're like, what did you just say? And I understand the words, but the meaning of that you just did it was not right. And then we probably have the same things.
Yeah.
So I got some phrases that regardless of whether they're understood from the British or not, but we're gonna see if William knows what the phrase actually means, where it comes from.
Like,
So,
for instance, like Chris told me one earlier, what was that?
Jonesin.
Jonesin. It's like I knew what that meant. It's like, gosh, what does that mean? It means you want something. You're like craving it or something. You're jonesing for it. Along those lines.
Yeah.
Let's
And
see if I look like an idiot or not.
yeah, there's a lot of them that are like that. He might not know what that means.
Yeah.
Like. So we'll have fun with that. So
Yeah.
So let's get started.
So are we gonna do the movie thing?
Let's see. Yeah, movies that might not. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get ready for that.
All right. So let's do that. Let's look at some trailers. And on these trailers, let's see if they are.
Oh, hold on. I got my things. My thing screwed up. Okay, let's start over.
All right. So we're looking at some trailers, and let's see if these are movies that might not suck.
We'll get better at it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get some ambient music going on here. Yeah. Okay. All right, Chris. Here is your first movie for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, first movie for you that comes out in 2018, Avengers.
I love the Avengers.
Infinity War.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
what
do you think about that one?
Well, so far I haven't watched an Avenger movie that sucks.
Okay.
They've all been good.
So
They
you
really
like
have.
all of them.
Yeah.
So that movie might not suck.
Yeah, it might not suck. Now, if I was to take all of the Avenger movies and say, okay, so there's however many there are, let's say 5, 6 of them, and I have all of them have to be rated 1 to 10. Well, not all of them are 10s.
Yeah.
I might have one that's at a 6. That doesn't suck, but that means I liked one better than
The other one, yeah.
So when all the Avengers come out, I'll like them.
I actually really enjoyed the last one, the Age of Ultron. That was the last one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was the last.
Was that the one that had
That was-
Spider-Man in it?
That one.
And-
that
and-
one was
and
actually.
the little.
Yeah,
little
that
guy.
was the Captain America. Civil War.
That was. Yeah.
That was part
See,
of
that's
Captain
what
America's
that mixes
thing.
me up because they're all in it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you got
it's
the
hard.
Avengers and
not only that, but if you don't watch one of them, like the Thor ones, I haven't really.
they're
watched
related.
it. Yeah, you have to watch that
Yeah.
to really kind of get this other part in this other movie.
Uh-huh.
Because they did things in the Captain America movie. They said things, and I'm like, huh?
I know. Yeah.
What?
So they made it.
I'm
so
lost.
So they made it so it's a series. So it's
You have to watch
there's a
them all.
timeline that you
Yeah.
gotta follow. So if you miss,
I mean, it's great for business
Mm-hmm.
because it makes people want to get them. It's the same thing of having you release your movie and you have 5 different cases you can buy it in.
but why call it Captain America? It's like if for me, I'd be because I'm not as I'm sorry guys, but I'm not as into the actual paying attention to all that stuff to the letter like a lot of you guys are. I could be one of those guys that only watch it because it says Avengers on it. Oh, this is Avengers 1, 2, and 3, and if I miss this Captain America stuff, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So if I didn't know that the movies came out that had Captain America, I'd be like, whatever, that's Captain America. I don't like that guy. But then he's in the Avengers, and I'm like, well, hey,
Yeah, yeah. Or like
there's a whole story that I missed.
yeah. Or like if you haven't seen the Captain America, the new Avengers that comes out, it's probably going to take time or take after the period of when Civil War happened.
Yeah.
So everything that happened in Civil War, if you didn't watch it and you start watching you watch Age of Ultron, then you come to this new one, Infinity War, you're like, What the heck just happened?
Yeah.
Well, are they going to explain themselves? No, because it's already in another movie.
Speaking
You got to
of-
go watch the other movie.
Speaking of Captain America, did you hear that guy's gonna probably this might be his last
Chris
one?
Evans, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
have to have somebody else do it if they're gonna keep it going.
Yeah, I heard that. That sucks because he actually, when he first
I
was
hated
Captain
him.
America, I was like, oh no,
What a geek.
what did he play it as? Johnny Storm?
Yeah.
Johnny Storm, is that it?
So I mean,
Johnny
they
Flame,
could have picked
whatever.
a whole slew of different. But now I'm used to him, and now if he's not going to be that guy,
Yeah, he did a really
Bummer.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did a really awesome job as playing
Yeah.
as Captain America.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss him.
yeah,
We're gonna miss you, Chris. We really are. Okay, movie number 2, Jurassic World 2.
yeah,
So that's not a movie that might not suck.
this one just might suck. Do you have a wow wow
Oh.
wow? I don't know if you have one of those.
I'm like, yeah. Let me get my pages set up so I can quickly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. If it comes out on TV for free,
Yeah.
I will check it out, but I won't go to the theaters
So-
for that one. Probably not.
Yeah. I didn't mind Jurassic World, but I was a humongous fan of Jurassic Park. I loved that movie. I
Yeah.
watched it a million times.
And there's
And-
it's timeless.
Yeah.
The special effects have been beaten or whatever, if you want to say
Yeah.
it that way, but it's like I don't really see nothing that they did wrong with this one, except
Yeah.
for I've seen a few things where you could actually see the puppeteer's hand by accident.
Really?
And things. There was a scene where the Velociraptors are coming in to get the kids in the kitchen, and you can see as they come through the door, you could see there was somebody's hands that were kind of gave the last push or something to the Velociraptor puppeting thing. I mean, I never saw it when I was just watching it, but since it got pointed out to me, it's like, oh, now I look for it.
Yeah.
But other just tiny things like
Yeah.
that. This was a brilliant movie, and so I was unaware that because everybody talked about how they made the Jurassic in Jurassic Park, how it was all CG, and they only showed us the few things, and those were the only things that were CG, like the great big Brontosaurus as it lifts up and eats something off the top, and he's all passing out like there's dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And then the other scene is when all of those dinosaurs were running
by
past them.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it. The rest of it was all these really awesome costumes.
Yeah. Puppet or the
They're puppeted, but
Yeah.
in some cases there's a guy in a suit who's operating with his hands
Well, like
the rest of the stuff.
well, the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, and that's
I mean, there was a couple of them that were CG, but when they were inside the car and that thing was out there and screaming and whatever, that was a big ass mechanical thing.
a great big puppet. Yeah,
So-
huge puppet.
Yeah. But
Pretty awesome.
But yeah. So I'm with you on that one. I think if it comes out and
The Jurassic World thing, that was just not-
Maybe if a friend buys it and brings it over, hey
Yeah.
guys, let's watch this. Oh yeah, okay.
So that's
But if somebody else, hey, let's go to the movie theaters and watch it. What about Adventures?
Yeah,
let's go
yeah.
see Adventures.
yeah. I'm not really excited about the
Yeah.
new.
Okay. Here's one. Black Panther.
Now is this is part of the
Marvel.
Okay, yeah. So that's the guy that there was two movies that we watched. The Age of
Age of Ultron.
Yep.
Yeah.
And was that the one that had him in it?
No, that was the Civil War.
Okay, so it was the one that was after that one.
Yeah.
Then that guy was in it, and
Yeah.
he was that was kind of like the beginning of his character.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm actually curious about this movie. So if it's all about him,
Yeah.
I want to know.
Seeing his
That last
His
movie was already
origins.
kind of showed how he got started. Now where is it going to go with this?
Yeah.
I don't read the comics, so I don't know what his story really is, except for
Yeah.
what they've showed on the movie.
It's kind of weird. I don't know how the character is, like what his backstory is, but in the movie, watching it, spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah.
Kinda, I guess. I don't know, maybe. Anyways, it seemed like he wasn't even the Black Panther in the beginning. It took to the point of his father dying for him to decide to become the Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe in this one,
Hey.
it's going to talk about, he had the option to become it, but he said no.
Yeah,
But now
his
that
motivation
it's-
wasn't there.
Yeah, but now that because of the fact that his dad died, he decided, okay, I'm taking it up.
Mm-hmm.
So it might actually be pretty interesting.
Yeah, and his that costume and his the equipment that he's got, pretty awesome, and he's really really good. I mean, he's able to hold his own against the Avengers. So
Yeah. Okay, so how many movies is that? 1, 2, 3.
There's 3.
Let's do 2 more real quick.
Okay.
Pacific Rim Uprising.
Oh
I
yeah.
I never saw the first one. It actually looked pretty darn cheesy to me. I didn't really think too much about watching it. I haven't seen it before, so I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know what it's like and what it's about, and if it's even good. But
It's probably a movie that does not suck.
yeah,
It might not suck.
it might not suck.
Yeah,
All right. Do I have something for that?
so, is there a description?
No, that's not right. That's not right at all.
Makes me laugh.
How about? Does that work? Does that work
Does not
for you?
suck.
It does not suck.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So Pacific Rim Uprising. Last one, Deadpool 2.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That movie will not suck.
Yep. Yeah. You just know that. That movie will not suck.
Yeah.
So
You can't mess up Deadpool.
So Deadpool gets out.
I mean, somebody could mess it up, but I don't think that if it's the same people that made the first one, I think we'll be okay.
You got Ryan Reynolds in it.
Yeah.
It's bound to be pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
But of course, he was in Green Lantern, and I heard that one wasn't all that great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's another one I haven't seen, but I heard it wasn't really good.
You didn't see the first original Green Lantern?
No.
I thought you would have seen something like that. I watched it and I wasn't. I mean, I thought certain things about it at the time. Hey, that's pretty cool. But at the same time, I think back, wow, why did they do it that way? But I think it's a movie you should see.
Yeah.
So you know.
Well, yeah, I definitely want to see it.
Yeah.
And
Like waste a Saturday sometime
Yeah.
and just kind of watch that movie. Just
as long as I don't spend any money on it.
Yeah. It's probably on Netflix. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Well, there you
Okay.
go. There are some movies that might not suck.
Yeah.
So
Okay, give me that cue again for phrases. The same thing you just did.
the same thing.
Dun, dun.
Okay.
All right, now we have something new that we're going to add. We're going to see if William can understand these phrases.
Okay.
All
We'll get
right.
better. I keep on peeking it.
Yeah.
We'll get better at it. We will. We'll get better.
Okay, so the first one that I got. So these are phrases. Let me see if I could go to the beginning of this website that has these, and it's got. So it says here. So I'm going to read this to you. So just because American English is so common worldwide does not mean that English speakers of different dialects can't still confuse one another with slang and local terms. American English speakers and British English speakers both have usages that confuse and amuse one another. Accents alone can sometimes be enough form of a language barrier, despite the fact that in the US, a British accent might be treated as either sexy or comical depending on the person it's attached to. So below is a list of common American slang words and phrases that our English-speaking comrades in Great Britain might have trouble wrapping their heads around. So I looked at a bunch of these, and these are there's so many of them, but I've got a few for William to see if he knows what they are.
Do you know the name of the website that you're on?
I'm on something called Smartling.
Smartling.
Yeah, smartling.com.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one that I'm going to give to William is not number 1 on the list, but it's called zonked. Do you know what zonked is, William?
Zonked. I have an idea.
Okay.
I think zonked means that you are completely exhausted and tired.
Well, that
Am
ding
I
ding
right?
ding 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 ding. You get that one. So it says
sweet.
It says completely exhausted. Our next post will cover British slang terms that Americans find confusing. Until then, here are some of our favorite American slang words. They got a couple other ones on there. But yes, you're correct.
All right.
Zonked is completely exhausted.
I don't have to stick my hand in a mystery box today. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad
Oh
thing.
yeah, so we forgot about that. We're going to mention that we're going to try for like a punishment or something. We'll have something goofy in a box, and there'll be a camera on it so that on YouTube you can see what it is. And he's going to have to put his or her going to have to put their hand in there, and guess what it is that they feel in the box.
Yeah, and if they get that wrong, then we'll do something even worse to them than that.
Okay, so here's the next William. This one's called take a rain check.
So to
What does that mean?
So if you you and your friend were supposed to do something, but you can't do it, then you say take a rain check on that, which means let's do it at another time.
Okay, let's see what they say on here. It says,
Okay.
to take a rain check. This is an Americanism that dates back to the 1880s and references the practice of giving baseball game ticket holders a pass to a game that must be rescheduled due to weather. It's commonly used as a metaphor for postponing or rescheduling a meeting between people or to do something later that is more convenient.
So I got it right.
Yes. All right. All right. So I have another one for you still. I've
Okay.
got a couple more. So this
Okay.
one is spill the beans.
Spill the beans. So spill the beans means to give up all the information. Like if you're holding a secret, they want that secret from you, so you got to spill the beans.
Okay, on this website it says spill the beans. British English speakers might pick up on the use of the word spill as a metaphor for divulging, but spill the beans might be obscure enough for them to assume a more specific connotation, which they are not aware of. Needless to say, spill the beans is an American idiom for divulging secret information that dates back to the early 1900s. So you're correct. Spill the beans means divulging information. All right, then I have another one, which is shoot the breeze.
Shoot the breeze. So, what kind of like what we're planning on doing on the show?
Yeah.
There is no we're gonna get onto it and just start talking and see where that leads. So I don't know. I can make that sound clear. How can I make that clear?
No, I think that's what you.
Yeah.
That's pretty clear.
Yeah.
So on the website it says "shoot the breeze," an idiomatic phrase for killing time with idle chit chat. Shoot the breeze probably stems from Old West imagery, either cinematic or anecdotal in origin, in which men with nothing but time and ammunition on their hands shot their guns at no particular target. They just shot the breeze.
See, that's another thing we can probably do too. Is you give me these, right? Like
Uh-huh.
shoot the breeze. It's like, do you know what that means? It's like, well, yeah, it means that you don't just do nothing. You just sit around chit chat, waste
wasting
time.
time, yeah.
Okay. But where do they get that from? And that's when I got to come up with my own idea. It's like, well, maybe it's because back in the day, people used to fart, and in order to kill time, they used to just shoot farts out of the air and see how close they get to it.
Yeah,
Of,
and let's see how
basically
close
that-
it actually
yeah.
is, because on here, at least a lot of these have a time that they started.
like an
you know.
explanation
Yeah,
of what
right.
that phrase
Yeah,
means.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
hold your P's and Q's.
Yeah. So I have reserved for you another one, but I noticed this one that's
Okay.
pretty good. John
Yeah.
Hancock.
John Hancock. Are you sure it's not Herbie Hancock?
This one just says John.
That means to put down your signature, to write your signature.
Okay, so and all the rest of us would agree, but here's
Yeah.
where it comes from and stuff, and maybe why a British might be confused when you say that. So although obscure associative references are a favorite form of Cockney slang, it's unlikely that an English person would have any idea who John Hancock was. The reference would escape them. The name John Hancock became synonymous with a person's signature because his was one of the more flamboyant signatures on the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, it almost takes up the entire damn
Yes.
thing.
So because of that, is such a huge signature.
Yeah, your
That everybody's
hand-
like your signature.
Hancock.
Yeah, your
Need your
picture,
John Hancock on this.
right here.
Hey, sir, that is not even funny. They say sexual harassment in the workplace is not acceptable. It's like, I want your signature. Oh. Are you sure you don't want my Hancock?
So the last one I got for you, William, is this
Yeah.
one here. So it's
Okay.
it's called Ride Shotgun.
Ride shotgun. Okay, so I think that means that you ride next to the driver in the vehicle. And I think the reason why they say that, to ride shotgun, is because it's a military phrase. It's because the person driving, then you got the person next to you with the shotgun defending the vehicle.
That is an excellent explanation. Let's
Yeah.
see let's see how close it really is.
Okay.
So there's another phrase from Old West folklore. Riding shotgun is a statement of both position and status, a sort of second in command support position who works from a preferential vantage. The imagery invoked by the phrase comes from stagecoaches, specifically the person who rode in the seat next to the driver, whose job was to fend off any would-be bandits with a shotgun.
So I was pretty darn close.
Pretty darn close.
Pretty darn
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, I'd say that would work both ways. But
Yeah.
this one goes back to
Yeah.
a little bit older times. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. So that's all I got for today. There's plenty more. We're going to keep on doing this. But that's good
Yeah,
for today.
that was fun.
All right.
I'm happy I actually knew all of those, and you didn't give me that one.
I didn't stump you very bad.
Yeah, because earlier you did when you're like Jones, and it's like I know that. Why do I know that?
I hit him with the...
I gotta get this. I gotta get this.
I hit him with the hardest ones just for talking about maybe what we might do, and it's like, oh, I already put him out there, so he already
Yeah.
knows what it is. All right, but maybe we'll give hits. Maybe we can stump somebody else with
Yeah.
with those particular ones.
Like Cody.
Yeah, he might know what it's like.
Yeah.
I kind of know what it means, but where'd it come from?
Yeah, he's only 21, so there's a lot of these phrases he probably doesn't know.
Yeah, a lot of kids
Yeah.
probably use those phrases, and they know what they know what it means by it. Like if you're jonesing for something, but
Yeah.
like a British guy would be like, "What? What are you
Yeah.
guys talking about?" And then even us is like, I mean, I understand what it means when I say I'm jonesing, but where did that come from? Why did people say that? You know?
Yeah.
So
That one-
we'll use
yeah.
that one another time. but
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, actually, let's see if I can.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Okay. What else did we want to talk about? Was that pretty much it? Just those things?
I think that's what we really wanted to get on.
Yeah. So that's basically all we want to really accomplish from our
Okay,
podcast.
found jonesing.
Oh,
So
you found-
jonesing,
that was quick. Okay.
to want, crave, or desire something intensely, and its noun form, jonesier, joneser, a person who wants or craves something intensely, isn't always apparent even to Americans. The Oxford Dictionary associates this word slang usage with Jones Alley in Manhattan, a haven for drug addicts in the 1960s. The unsavory drug culture connotations continue today. However, the definition of Joneser has been broadened among some circles to include describing a person whose character is found wanting, i.e. lacking, as opposed to someone who simply wants something desperately. So that's jonesing.
So it's named off of a street. Mm-hmm. So see, these are the things why I understand why if you go to another country, they would have no idea what the hell we're talking about. Like the
Right.
John Hancock, that's an American thing. That's that was the Declaration
Yep.
of Independence.
Okay.
That's what that, because that makes sense why only
So jonesing was Jones Alley in Manhattan.
Yeah. So if we were to hear a phrase like from Great Britain, like the phrase is, I don't know, large paved road. It was like, that guy's a large paved road. We were like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But in their mind, it's like, well, that just means he's loaded with cash. He's a large paved. Where it's like, well, okay, I don't see why that would make sense. Or make it even better, like have it be like a name. Or Herbert.
But
That guy's-
someday
that guy's
later,
like-
that
like a-
means something so obvious.
Yeah.
But at first, it'd be like, what?
Where like their name's like, that guy's a Herbert. And it's like, what does that mean? He lives under a bridge? No, he's a Herbert. Because back in the day, there was this Herbert Street where all the rich people lived. So
Oh.
he's a Herbert.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we wouldn't know that because we
Right.
don't know no street
Right.
named Herbert. And we don't
Yeah.
know that a bunch of rich people lived off of Herbert. And, it makes sense why they don't know.
Yeah.
But when you say these things, like, he's like, oh, that guy's a Herbert. Are you serious? Is he seeing a doctor?
But the rest of us would be like, oh, maybe he can loan me a couple bucks.
Yeah. Well, if he drops $20, I don't feel bad for not giving it back to him.
All right. So,
So, is that it?
yep.
That's it.
All right, you guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this podcast. Next week, we'll have some guests. And we're going to try some more games. And we'll see how this goes for for a while, at least. And definitely, if you want to learn a little bit more about us, write down your I've never and a question, basically, like, I don't know, what would you say it was like? I've never masturbated in public. I've never
Picked my nose.
I've never climbed to the top of a tree and couldn't get down, or whatever. Give me your I've never to see if we have I've nevered the things that you're asking. So we'll do that, and then we've also got some mixed or myth. Maybe you can come up with some names for a drink that does not exist that we might be able to use it and compare it to names of drinks that do exist. And if we use yours, we'll put it in the credits.
Yes.
All right, so thank you for watching this podcast, and we'll see you guys next time, and have a good rest of your weekend.
Later.